The Atlanta Braves need to be investigated by Major League Baseball for the contracts their young stars are signing. But on a serious note, the Braves are building a dynasty right in front of our eyes, and their formula is simple. Find people who want to be an Atlanta Brave for life. Alex Anthopoulos took over as the Braves GM in November 2017 and since then has continued and built a foundation for success. Now in his fifth season, the Braves have won the NL East 4 consecutive years, are coming off a World Series championship last season, and currently own the 5th best record in baseball. They had the 5th most wins in baseball since the start of his tenure, and it doesn't look like this team will be going anywhere soon with the core they have in place. Part of building a championship caliber team is drafting well, executing on international free agents, and when the price is right, signing and or trading for that superstar talent. Over the course of the last few seasons, the Braves have done a phenomenal job at building a powerhouse due to their drafting and front office success. Alex Anthopoulos wasn't there when the Braves took a chance on an undersized Ronald Acuna Jr. when few teams were interested, or when they acquired Max Fried in that deal for Justin Upton, but he's done plenty of other impactful moves. He was the GM when they drafted rookie sensation Spencer Strider, along with Shaylan Gears, who was dealt as the main piece in the Matt Olson trade, and brought in Tyler Matzik, who went from the Yips to one of the best left-handed relievers in all of baseball. He was also the mastermind behind the Braves' deadline moves last year when he brought in Jock Peterson, Eddie Rosario, and Jorge Soler, and they all played key roles in the World Series championship. None of this, though, compares to his ability to sign these young star players long-term on relatively cheap deals. This theme all started a few years ago, when Ronald Acuna Jr. was called up in 2018, and less than a year later after his debut, the Braves locked him up long-term on an 8-year contract worth $100 million. The deal was significant, as not only did he become the youngest player in baseball history to sign a contract worth at least $100 million, but he also got the largest contract for a player with less than a year of service time. Next up was Ozzie Albies, who debuted in 2017, and after an all-star season in 2018, signed a 7-year, $35 million extension on April 11th in 2019. Then, this past offseason, they acquired Matt Olson from Oakland to replace Freddie Freeman, and just a day later after trading for him, they extended him on an 8-year, $160 million deal. There was still work to be done, and Austin Riley was the next man up, and the superstar third baseman received the biggest and longest deal in club history at 10 years, $220 million a few weeks ago. And finally, the Braves last night locked up Michael Harris, who has only played 72 games at the major league level, to an 8-year, $72 million deal. People have questioned how the Braves have been able to lock up these star players long term, but there's an obvious thought process of whom they bring into the organization. Matt Olson was born and raised in Atlanta and grew up a Braves fan. Michael Harris was born and raised in Atlanta and grew up a Braves fan. Austin Riley is from Tennessee and mentioned Atlanta was the closest team to him growing up, and it's easy for his family to attend games. When Michael Harris was called up in June, he said, "You can't make this up, honestly. You can dream it, but nothing compares to it. Just being out there on the field, having that Braves jersey on with your name on it." The organization has built a winning foundation, its players have bought in, and the formula for success is finding players who grew up nearby. Dansby Swanson is a native of Georgia, and it's no coincidence they traded for him a few years ago. Even Phillies ace Zach Wheeler, who grew up a Braves fan, said back in 2009 that the Braves were going to select him before the Giants swooped in one pick earlier. At the end of the day, these guys are all making millions and millions of dollars playing baseball, but playing for your hometown or favorite team growing up is something no types of money can replicate. Up next on the Braves list for an extension is Dansby Swanson, who's a free agent after the year and has reiterated he wants to be a Brave for life. After that, all eyes will be on ace starting pitcher Max Fried, who still has 2 years of club control left, but will definitely be due for an extension. Reality is, the Braves have hit on a ton of draft picks and signings in recent years. We didn't even mention William Contreras, who was an all-star in his first full season, or the potential Vaughn Grisham has showed in his first few weeks. Alex Anthopoulos is running a masterclass in Atlanta, and these extensions show the trust he has in himself, the scouting department, and the development team for signing guys long-term at such an early age.